Okay. Where's iFrag at, bro? We need iFrag in here at all times. Can't start the stream until he's in here. Yeah, probably. Probably. Dude, look at that. Look at this GJ shit. Looking kind of clean. This nice close in the monthly here. If I was a forex trader, I would just trade like higher time frame stuff. Look at UJ, very EJ here. Kind of a more bulky set of opposing candles here, but very nice. But this could have been an easy draw right here at least. I just want to see intraday mid. I'm gonna check. There's not much. Kind of just breaks away from you, but still clean. Little original consolidation right there. I'm trying. Clean one. My little coffee shop. Fucking ready, dude. Yeah, this would have been my draw on GJ. If I did trade this. Like, when do you ever see NQ do this type of PA? Have you ever seen this in your life? I haven't. Just kidding. But this is fire, though. What else? Let's see what NQ's doing. I haven't really looked much. I saw like CL, gold. I'll go for gold, but like this for coming to this week, you know, we had this SMT here. So it's just opening up kind of in the middle of a range. So you kind of have to let the intra-week develop, or early week develop, I mean. And if I look at the previous month's close with this fat ass wick, right? So obvious draw was the previous month's low. So coming into the week, that was like an easy draw, right? But it really matters how we print the early week here. If we just expand like through this range, then you know this idea probably of this open high low close monthly candle is probably out of the picture. I was more so hoping we consolidate if we're going to continue this. Kind of don't really do much, and then form some protected high in the middle of the week or something. Trade away from this range here. But if we just expand, and this kind of supports the narrative of like this being a manipulation, right? But if we just consolidate, then you know probably wouldn't be a true manipulation. But yeah, I want to see how we hold this area here. The closure of today, early week, is going to be important to me personally. But we're kind of running away from the open here. But I don't think I would trust this as the low of the week. I really don't think so. So we'll probably come back to that at some point. Gold though, I'll say gold. Gold is very interesting today. So look on the daily, it's pretty clear, right? Where we're also kind of opening up in the middle of a range, right? Where it's still technically bullish almost. Like you could say this is an opposing candle, right? So it's like we kind of need early week to develop, but higher time frame wise, right? If you look at the monthly candles here, it's just like a huge range, right? But we're in a more so of a bearish range, right? Where we have a protected high. Then we form SMT with a range high on Thursday. So this is why this day was anticipatable, right? A reversal off of this high because we're opening near it. If we just go over Friday's PA briefly real quick, we open high first, create SMT here as well. Have that chain state delivery, and then we just get bearish order flow throughout the day. Today is a bit interesting, where we open high first, come lower, come all the way back up, form a new wick here. So it's kind of like that delayed protraction profile in a way. Whoops. This is SMT. There's also SMT here. There's a lot of SMTs. But if you look here, if I show you the quarterly assets here, this might be like a 4-hour high. Yeah, it's a 4-hour high. Just seeing if there's a fair value gap, if there's not. If I go to euro, you're putting in a lower low here. If I go to silver, putting in a higher high here. But the interesting thing about silver is actually one of this high to get ran out, because we already came this high in the freaking range. Like I don't want price to reverse from like these failure swings. Hold on, lagging my asshole. Damn, I don't want it to leave these failure swings that you see here. All right, I can't worry, but can I do it now? All right. Yeah, so the monthly candle is opening high. Same thing on gold. I'll show you in a minute. But if you look on silver monthly chart here, looks really clean, right? Have a little C2 closure. And we're getting bearish momentum. All right, we closed through this. Previous month closed through this opposing candle. So ideally, right, we want to target this month's low. And then now we're forming SMT with this high. So the closure of this candle here is going to be important. I want to see it fail to close over this high. So yeah, hopefully this week is like an open high, low close, because I wouldn't want to see reversal off these lows, right? I don't want to see price leaving these equal lows. Never want to see that. So I'm hoping this holds here. But if you go on gold, the reason why shorts, you got to lean more short biased, not only because of this more so bearish close of higher time frame range, but it's really this. It's really the way the monthly candle formed. So you have an open high first, right, and then form that SMT. Then you have this as well. Okay, and now we're just going to get a continuation of that. So assuming that this is the wick, we want to see distribution to the US month's low, which is just this daily low right here. That's what I would be anticipating, hopefully, but we'll see. Could be too early to tell. Oh my god, Frag. What happened? Stream frozen? Oh my god. How long was it frozen? Do I have to like redo that whole thing? 3 minutes? Did you guys see me go over silver? Was it what the fuck? It's only for some people. Okay, I'll go over it real quick. Real quick. Like, I'm gonna speed run it, right? So monthly candles. Get this candle to close right. We failed to close over these highs. I don't know if it's SMT here. I'm not gonna check, but just going off the previous month's close, right? We close over this creating an opposing candle. So I'm gonna frame an open high, low close into this low at least, monthly low here. Because on the daily chart, we're just leaving equal lows, right? Leaving equal lows, which usually you don't want to see price reverse from equal lows. I don't even think there's SMT here. I have to check, but I'm saying basically we open high first, and at the start of the week, right, kind of have these equal highs right here. So like seeing this get taken is fine, and it's ideal because we want to try away from some manipulation, right? And if this SMT holds, that'd be ideal, right, to create the high of the month. But we'll see, right? We need to see this daily closure and stuff like that. And I would like to see distribution to these lows. That would be ideal for me. But if I go on gold here, it's almost the same thing. Except the monthly closes are a bit different. But we're in a bearish daily range. We created SMT with the range high, right? the monthly candle goes open high first, creates SMT, right? Manipulates this high. So yeah, that assuming this forms the wick, right? I already went over this PA here. It's a bit weird, but it is kind of like that protraction profile where we drift away from the open, we come all the way back, manipulate daily range again, create a new daily wick, and then we're just creating SMTs, like new SMTs. Like if you took this short here, I don't think it's a bad short necessarily. Like honestly, this open high here into whatever. I don't really know what it's into. You could say this here, this high. I don't think it's terrible. You could have caught a decent move there. Just hard stuff to anticipate this move back up here. But once it comes up here again, then has this SMT and then starts breaking away, that's more so anticipatable. It's like an actual profile that we use, but yeah, that's gold really. If I go to like CL though, pretty clean. Right? If you know the way I approach profiles, just the way candles form, right? We want to see open high or open low first if I'm framing a bullish candle. So this being like just continuation, right? The low forming the upper half of this candle's range. If I go to the 4-hour chart, we're just in a fair value gap, right? We can use the same mechanical approach to not only the just higher time from candle reversals, but also the way profiles form. So if you know my model, this candle hit this key level, I want to frame reversal off this candle as well. It's much like over here. This fair value gap or this swing low, this candle hit it, I want to frame reversal off this low. You know, you see it, time and time again. It all depends on how this first candle closes really. See here, it closed a reversal candle, so I want to trade the next candle higher. Right? This candle hit this key level, it closed a reversal candle, so I want to trade it higher immediately. I don't want to see the low get swept, right? Because the reversal already formed. Yeah, here we have that model, but it's really how the daily candle forms with it as well, which I like to see hourly manipulation, creating the wick of the candle with SMT. So when I drop down here, I can apply that same logic to a 4-hour candle. If you want to trade a reversal candle, the important thing is, right, you want to open low first, ideally, right, and then expand higher and create SMT and manipulation, right? So that's what we do here. You have this little open high first, but it's irrelevant, just leaving these little equal highs. The majority, right, we open low first, we create the reversal, right? And you have these like propulsion blocks here. So that's how you already anticipate this reversal, right? Just because it's a London session, the way the candle is opening low first, right? And you have that 4-hour model. So you're essentially entering in the daily wick, right? And also around the 4-hour wick, right? So you're lining at expansion candles here. Does that make sense, kind of? And it's like the same thing here, same model. This candle hit the key level. I'm more focused on the next candle to take out this high. So all you have to do is look inside this wick. Did we form a reversal? No, we didn't form a reversal. So this candle has to form the reversal, which is right here. But already delivered to that high. So maybe you could drop to 3-minute. Same thing. It's the same thing. So you can't really do anything there. But yeah, it's the same approach, right? So the same thing you see here is what you see pretty much on gold. Like all they require is manipulation with SMT, creating the high of the candle, and it has to have that small opposing run, supporting expansion away from the manipulation. Does that make sense? So that's what you see here on CL. Okay, that small wick. The only thing here though is I like to align a 4-hour open high low close. So notice how this did go open high first. It's what you want to see, but this wick is quite large. So not really my model like textbook wise. Oh, there is a fair value gap here. It's not clean, but daily profile wise, it's clean. It's not clean. It's just because like it's hard. It's a weird, right? Open high, open low. Like not clean necessarily, but I mean, yeah, this is like the delayed protraction profile. But what I'm looking at here, and look at this. This is exactly what I see, right? Except you were heavily fading the daily candle. So if you're ever gonna fade a freaking candle like this, you need to target either back into the range of this candle or around the opening price. So like I don't know if I would target way down here. That's kind of crazy, but yeah, maybe back into this range. But if I just want to see if this is like that's pretty clean there. It's kind of crazy though. So if we get this close here, I wouldn't trade it today, but I would look for this. If we, just mess around, probably gonna close back into this range somewhere like above the opening price. I would assume we're gonna close somewhere above the opening price of this daily candle. But if we can just hang around and keep a nice weak close, and then support the next day's wick from probably ideally the upper half of this closing candle, that'd be ideal to trade this lower. But 90 90-minute S&T for this short bit of it. That's crazy. Do you need a candle 2 closer inside a PD array when you frame your reversal, or do you trade within? So I trade within a candle 2, but there's a very specific approach where either we open up near a key level. So let me try to find an example of that. Possibly this day, because I remember this day. There is SMT here. So it's like you could already anticipate this as a reversal, right? Because when I look off the highs, I have these equal highs here. But if this can't, it must go open low first, essentially. If this can go open low first, then you could trade it. So we'll look. Yeah, so see how it goes open low first? That's always ideal. Then you have the SMT. But the opposing run is quite large, not ideal. So let me try to find another example. Maybe this one. Just off this fair value gap, right? Okay, this is a pretty nice profile, right? Because we open high first. We don't leave an established high, right? We don't have manipulation. So I require a manipulation on the hourly time frame to create the high of the day, which is what we do here. And then you look for an SMT right here, right? I think we have one on here, right? There it is. Where we at? We also have SMT with just the previous day's high here as well. All right, so assuming that this is the high of the day, I would trade these next series of candles, to the current day's low, to these lows, right? Even though this opposing run is quite large, so I kind of have to adjust my targets here in a sense. I can target a little bit past the day low, but I wouldn't assume it gets here. I don't know if I don't remember if it does, but I wouldn't assume it to do that. But it damn near does here. I wonder if there's news this day, by the way. Days is Wednesday. I don't know why it's not showing. Show labels? Is that what it is? No. There's no, not show lines. I forgot what setting I turned off here. Oh, there it is. Cool. I want it at the top. How do I do it? Whatever. I don't like it at the low. Is that possible? Whatever. Yeah, we have news. So always in New York session, like specifically when we form the high of the day, which is my favorite profile when we do that, you can always usually um you know what's the fucking word here? What's the word? I'm fucking going brain dead, bro. Um, pair that with a driver. Could not talk, right? So 8:30 manipulation, right? So that's always better when you have that, you know. Um, and obviously pair it with an SMT as well, and a 4-hour candle. So look at the 4-hour candle. Let's see how this printed here. We just consolidated. We opened high. So you can assume that this is the wick of the 4-hour candle, and then you trade the next series of 4-hour candles lower, right? And you see open high, open high. So you're trading 4-hour distribution candles inside of a daily distribution. Does that make sense? So you're just aligning expansion candles in one direction. Yeah. The other version is this. I'll show you an example on what's it called? Gold. The other version is when the previous day hits a key level and then prints a reversal essentially. So this day here created SMT and also just hit multiple key levels, right? This, order block, this high right here. So you can expect this candle to go open high, create that small wick, and then to trade back into the weekly range here. This is what we do. Right? Open high first, hourly chain state delivery. So you can expect London session, New York session continuation. And at the point where we open up around 8 a.m., we already have the reversal form, and we haven't yet actually expanded yet. This is always ideal when we form the high of the day prior to New York, because I want to trade expansion. And if we expand, if I open up New York like way down here, there's not much more to catch, So it's always ideal. You open up New York, you have a high to trade away from, and we expect New York to print the daily range essentially, which is what it does here. It's always ideal, but yeah, we had that open high with the SMT here as well. That's pretty much it. That's the only two ways you can really do it, but it has to be a small opposing run because there's two ways an expansion or a reversal kind of forms, and that's like a indecision candle where, let's say this is the reversal point high, but this candle goes open low first, and then it comes up here, and then it closes back in the range, creating an indecision candle. The difference here is, we have this reversal point here, and we open high first, creating a small opposing run that supports expansion into reversal, or reversal into expansion, right? So you see this small wick, big body reversal candles? It's a lot different, and the way they form is also like key as well. But you have to already be anticipating reversal. Like you can see right here. Oh, I traded this day right here. With the same logic, I traded this day. Really good example where weekly open is here. We have 3 consecutive expansion days, and we form an SMT right here. So it's like if this candle that hit the key level closes an expansion candle, then we already know the reversal didn't occur in this candle. So we can just print a reversal off this high. Right, so that's what we're doing, right? Open high first, a CSD, then we're trading the expansion back in the range. It's just a new phase, right? We had that small opposing run as well. So again, I traded this day as well. We have this, it's added influence, but it doesn't really matter. We have expansion consolidation. We manipulate that high, consolidation high, previous day's high, form that, chain state delivery, right? And you have a continuation signature here in London session. So Asia, manipulation, small expansion, London session retraces, creates SMT here. Then you can get a continuation signature. We have news both of these days. So at the point where we open up like right here, this is where I got on the chart, and a friend at 8:30 continuation signature to the previous low, which is just a fair value gap, pretty much. But we see back-to-back same profiles, like hourly swing point, SMT forming the high of the day. Why is my shit keep doing this? Is it because it's coffee shop, like bad internet? Right. Yeah, same profile here. Here we had CPI, where we manipulate prior to CPI. Whenever you manipulate prior to a news event or a driver, the confirmation to that being a manipulation is when that driver expands away, which is what we did. Actually validate the CSD at CPI here. And then, you know, we open up as a continuation for a driver. Ideally, you create an opposing run to the draw. And then in this case, I'll show you. Dude, this internet here is shitting the bed. All right, here it is. But or you open up 8:30 right here. You ideally want to make an opposing run to the draw and create some protected high. Ideally, so what we do, we create SMT. Once we close to the series of opposing candles there, that's my entry to get to this low here. Does that make sense? And here's the CPI right here. We manipulate prior with SMT. So you see how it just opens up and immediately trades away? That's your confirmation. There's like a 15-minute CSD right here, a 5-minute, whatever you want to use. And I entered right here. It's an hourly open high low close. But yeah, let me just leave this stuff here. Let's look at two charts right now. See what we're missing out on. What time is it? Oh, 9:30 is opened. So let's see. Okay. We sweep this out. Yeah, we did sweep that out. Did we? Yes, sweep that out. Nope. Form an SMT there. Cool. So that's 9:30. 9:15. Is that news? Like, what the hell is that? No. What the hell is that? Huh. The fuck? We barely sweep out that low. We see we sweeped out prior to 9:30. Confirmation to this manipulation is when 9:30 just expands away, which doesn't really help us because it's already up here. You know, I don't know what this is about though. Does anyone know? Is that like maybe an orange folder or something? What the fuck is that? I don't know what that is. Anyone know? That's really weird. It's a trap. 9:45. This was 9:15. I don't know what that was, but whatever. I don't think I'm not interested in this day though, because I don't like longing. It doesn't fit my daily profile, and also I don't like longing way up the premium end of a candle. Not what I do. But this is interesting because we're getting that continuation off of this low. So really, I wanted to see how this profile formed. If I was going to trade this bullishly, ideally I was, form some like protected low, which we don't really have. So, but when you trade it like far enough away from the opening price, and then form some internal protected low here. Like that could be a scalp opportunity like that, but it was just so quick that I can't really get on side with that, honestly. But yeah, I would not trade this today. See y'all. Like my ideal scenario for like, profiles like this, where like we form the reversal in London session of the day. My ideal scenario, like I said, I don't want it to actually take out this target. I want to always target the hourly key level, and then not key level, but objective, and then trail or whatnot, maybe scale in after that. Like you want to get in down here in the wick, I don't really like trading continuation. Anyways, like there's really nothing to target that's like super obvious, maybe this high, but it's also Monday, so it doesn't really fit the narrative. But this would be my like weekly objective, probably. Just an easy weekly objective there. But here's a delayed protraction profile like that creates the low of the day. This is more so what I want to trade because I'm a New York trader, so I want to trade from this manipulation to this high, essentially. Not much of a move, but that's like what I want to trade. There's plenty of examples I could show you, like YN recently. Over here. These back-to-back days are so clean. Where you see we're forming low day in New York, getting the daily expansion. That's what I prefer. Right, and then I have my criteria met, where we're creating low day from 1 hour lows with SMTs. And then we're also pairing that with the driver. So here you have 8:30 manipulation, news driver, 9:30 expands away. Here you have 9:30 manipulation, 10 a.m. just expands away, as well as 10 a.m. over here too. And then just the way the sessions form also, so they consolidate. We just leave this consolidation, retrace back into this range here. Just want to see how this looks. Did that touch? Almost. I'm gonna tune up this one. I'm not sure which one to use. Which one do you guys use? 4.5? I know people use 4.5, but I also see people use negative 3.5. I don't use them that much though. Whoops. Did I tune that off? No, so I don't really use them that much, but yeah, that's a good example of what kind of profile it's trade. Nothing too interesting. Here we have 9:30. Same thing, 9:15. This I could see us getting here possibly on YN, but yeah, we have S&P this high up here. No, like I said, like this isn't like a protected low. I feel like so, but this January 2nd high. Oh, we do have S&P technically. Yeah, it's like this. If this is gonna come lower, you're gonna wait for the 10 a.m. open. See, this is not this 6 a.m. 4-hour candle is not in a expansion candle, obviously to the downside. So it's gonna form the reversal most likely. It just has 30 minutes to close, or about 25. So if we hold this here, what we don't want to see in this candle here is like a deep tracement back into here. That's like invalidation. I want to see it hold this wick, and then maybe create the open high, and then low close like that at 10 a.m. But we'll see. What else we got? Let's see why. I think that's an S&T right there. 9 o'clock. Yeah, so there's some internal, not internal, but lower time from S&T here as well. but we really need to. This needs to support price lower, right? Gold. I don't think I'd be interested in gold. There's not much interesting. What about like fucking? This weird ass pairs here. Probably. I was thinking, for NG, I don't know if it's true too, but I know like they even does. We take out this high here. It's the same model that we always use, where previous month hits a candle, and we can frame this lower rate. This month hit a candle, we frame the next one's lower, etc. Right? You can see it here as well. This month hits this fair value gap, frame the reversal off the high. This month hit this low, frame reversal off this low. How this candle to closure get a continuation of that. So here though, inside of wick, we don't have a reversal yet. Like we don't close over this on the daily. So I was wanting to see if this weekly candle, how it's going to form. Is it going to open high first and then create that series of opposing candles here? Because like you have a bunch of lows just right here, but it just depends how it really gets created. I was kind of hoping that this would create like be in respect here, these opposing candles, but we gapped up like crazy. So we'll just have to see the daily closure here. But you see all these lows? They kind of look clean, right? My opinion, they look fire. You already have like this. It's just weird how like this pair just gaps up, so it's kind of hard to gauge. I'll see sometimes. I'm just marking up random shit at this point. That doesn't really work. But yeah, I don't know if I would be interested here. Today. See if we get like a 4-hour closure, maybe. Show copper though. So I had this line drawn out prior to the week open. It's like the same logic on all time frames, right? Where previous month hits this low, and then we open low first. And on the daily time frame, well, first we have this weekly closure as well. Very nice closure, sweeping out like all these lows, right? So we want a ton of lows. See this closure? Look on the daily chart. We have a daily model, right, where sweep out this low. We have to form, if we're not going to expand in this candle, we must form a reversal candle, which is what we do. And the next candle must expand, which we do, right? And so, right, I like this on the 4-hour, I think. Yeah, on the 4-hour looks pretty clean. Where we have this as our validation here, really. And let me show this monthly candle first, though. Yeah, so see how the monthly just sweeps out the shallow run here. And we're just getting bullish with a footer. 4-hour chart. And this daily candle also opens low first as well. And then you have this intra candle chain to stay delivery rate. Pretty clean. And for like an invalidation level, this is like honestly all you can use as an opposing candle, right? Like prior to this opening price. Bro, every time I replay it like lags. But prior to this opening price, I don't know why I marked out the monthly candle right here, by the way. I don't know why I did that. I think I meant to do the weekly candle, but monthly was down here. Prior to this open, we want to see the low being created in the upper half of this candle. This is the only thing. This is the only invalidation point, really. Just this opposing candle. If I go to the 4-hour chart, not much there. Like, I wouldn't want to see price come all the way down here, honestly. Because if I look here, this is kind of it's not like terrible, the opposing run. It would have to form a certain way. Like, it would have to come lower first, and I would have to have a really shallow run of this low. But if you look here, this is just above it, right? This opposing candle. So this is like a more refined and ideal scenario where it gets created. And then we get like a propulsion block off that. And then we get a continuation off that. To our weekly fair value gap here, just equal highs. So that was clean. I have a similar scenario on platinum. Literally the same thing where previous month hits this low. I'll go to the daily chart. I'll go to the weekly chart actually first. A very convincing close here. Very convincing. You can close over this if you want to count that as opposing candle. But really what I saw was Friday, this expansion into this low and expansion away. That's a reversal sector. So what you want to see is these highs as your draw, which I think is a weekly fair value gap. Or no, it's just weekly highs there. Probably the previous month's high. Yeah, previous month's high as well. We're already starting to trade away from that opening price of this monthly candle, which is good. So what you want to see here is either just straight up expansion away throughout this week, or you form some protected low in this week to trade away from. But I would be leaning bullish right here. And if I look at the way this candle formed as well, same thing. We open low first, which is ideal, right? And then for continuation this day, this is your invalidation point. Really this fair value gap too, honestly. If you want to see this be in respect. Honestly, you could use, it's not a series of opposing candles, but if I go to like the 3 hour, it's gonna be a series, right? Like technically is a series. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking for these pairs here. Kind of random pairs, but I barely trade them. Can you do forex pairs? Yeah, so I already went over like GJ. I'll show you again. You start on GJ the monthly. We have a candlestick closure here that swept out lows here. So we open low into the lows and then get distribution and then close over this opposing candle here. You break it down to the weekly here. This is what we're looking at. This low, right? It's really that reversal signature that you like to see, right? Expansion into low, expansion away. You can see here expansion to this wick or whatnot, expansion away. That's what you want to see. Then you have the previous week hitting this fair value gap. So now you're starting to align time frames, right? The models. And then, just with the way this monthly candle is forming, it opens low first, which is ideal. And then we have this inversion and support as well. This is the daily, distribution in this monthly candle. So you want to trade monthly expansion candles, right? Because this is when you get daily distributions. Basically, you're just aligning monthly, weekly, and daily expansion candles. See how this candle here, it opens low first, then it validates the order block right here. So now today's bullish, so you can expect some sort of expansion towards this low resistance. Now this is just about continuation of seeing a continuation in the upper half of this candle's range. When you look on EJ here, it's like a more defined opposing candle right here. And I had this fair value gap marked just as an easy draw. I'm expecting it to fail, right? But that's an easy draw, like low resistance. You can even see in the lower time frame these little stacked highs right here. It's just the rich consolidation to some lower time frame market maker model, right? There's really not much of an entry opportunity. We literally create the smallest wick ever into this fair value gap and just expand within that. So maybe you find some redistribution, stuff in here, these little fair value gaps or whatnot. But yeah, overall it's like pretty clean though, right? my opinion is like fire. But yeah, like these highs look really clean. All these highs here, even have equal highs here. But that would be my draw. Now if we go to like euro, last week was really clean, right? Last week was hella clean. Again, we're trading within an expansion candle here, a monthly expansion candle. For the high, you ideally want to see like highs of candles created from SMT and manipulation, which is, I think what we do here. I don't know if there's SMT here. I don't feel like checking, but there is manipulation, obviously. So we open low first, not into anything relevant. We're just like consolidating between a high and a low. We eventually come back into this range high on a Friday, and then if Friday manipulates, we can expect the next week to expand. So what this is a weekly model. See, I just align models. So basically, I have a weekly model supported by a monthly candle. That's all my trading is basically having a model on a time frame supported by a higher time frame open, high, low, close expansion candle. That's really all it is. And you're just aligning expansion candles away from manipulation or like key levels. So this is when you get a series of weekly expansion candles and whatever. But here, this is really clean, right here. And again, you're aligning a weekly or this manipulation rate. You have an SMT as well. So like I said, highs of candles, you want to have manipulation and SMT. So if I just mark this out, this whole like series of events. Just have nice order flow here. So coming to the week last week, really just have a consolidation range between this high and this low. And this high is the consolidation point. So Monday, so what are we doing here? We're aligning an expansion candle on a weekly time frame. So it opens high into this daily model where we're framing a daily reversal off this high into these lows. So it's supported by that small wick on the weekly candle, so we can expect the weekly candle to expand, So like there's really clean price action here that I could go over if you want. But as far as like this reversal, let's try to see if there's a monthly model or something. So here we're opening up near this, this low. I don't know if there's any SMT, so just check. Probably a weekly model though. I know there is. Where are we at? So GU. Okay, nothing there. I think there's SMT this low. Yeah, there's SMT with that low. And okay, no SMT over here. What this is though is it's actually a new quarter. So if I go to 3-month charts, it's a new quarter. So it's literally the same thing that we use, but with a 3-month chart, right? If you look here, the reason why. So the previous month actually took out this low. Not the previous month, but this month did. But remember, price is going to have a hard time fading an expansion candle, right? So it's within. So all I'm doing here is aligning, a model, a lower time frame model with a higher time frame, expansion candle. This is the highest time frame I will use is a 3-month chart, just because quarterly shifts and whatnot. I'm not going to use a yearly chart. It's kind of unnecessary. But look here, like it's the same model. So last quarter is actually anticipatable. Why? Because of what the previous quarter did. So the previous quarter expanded this high, created SMT. So I'm always focused on the next candle to expand away from that. And then ideally, there's some sort of manipulation in here. This is exactly what we see right here. Right? Clean. So now you can expect order flow to start failing, supporting price lower. You have this fair value gap, whatever. Maybe you want to use this as a breaker. Maybe you want to use this, whatever, right? Whatever you do. But that's pretty much what we had. We had this weekly opposing candle here. Support price aligned with this fair value gap, which is just a daily consolidation up here. But here, right, we technically have a model again, so this candle here created this manipulation of all these lows and stuff. So what we're seeing is an open low first into this low to maybe come back into this range. Okay, maybe this internal range of liquidity area, right? I don't think there's any SMT here, which kind of sucks, but you just have a weekly model basically where the previous week hits this low. The new quarter opened on New Year's, the 1st of July. And right here, we're kind of getting that expansion into low and expansion away from that, which kind of supports that reversal signature. Yeah, this like you don't have any daily closures, so you do have a 4-hour closure. We're already trading away from the weekly open right now. So at this point, I would already anticipate previous week's high to be the draw already. Quite the volatile Monday. But coming into the day, like it's a bit hard to say that we're going to be bullish because this, like, you don't really have an hourly CSD. You could refer to this maybe. You have to use like a bulky opposing candle, so like this one here. Because again, you'd be using this. I just don't like how this day here has no wick. That's kind of sus to me. But we do just expand away from that and use this here. This is the only thing you can really use as your invalidation point. Is really this inversion. So all we're doing is like looking at in the upper half of this candle's range to frame an expansion away from it. And all you have is really this inversion. So that's what you have like mechanically there. But once we start to trade away from the opening price, then it starts to, support that idea of an expansion day. But coming today, a bit hard to say, honestly, that Monday is actually going to expand. I don't think I would anticipate that. But when the daily profile starts to expand away from that, at this point, you have like hourly continuation here, possibly, right? Because here, prior to this large expansion, you have the 4-hour opening right here. I'll just show you. And at this point, we have started to close over fair value gaps with this close. So it's like the same approach, bro. If you want to frame a continuation of 4-hour, use the previous candle's range. There's actually a key level within this. Within the upper half of this. So it's this, right? And it's the same model. Same model that we use on all time frames where this candle here hits the fair value gap. I want to see the next candle expand. All you have to do is look how this candle closed. It's an expansion candle. So ideally, we reverse off this candle. So this is what we do, right? We make that small opposing run. So now you're trading within, you have the daily candle have this small opposing run. So you're trading within an expansion candle on the daily. And at this point, you're trading within the wick of the 4-hour candle. See how it goes open low first? And at this point, you'd be trading within an hourly expansion candle. So you see how we're just aligning expansion candles from key levels? That's all we're doing. So your confirmation is a close above here. And again, it's the same reversal pattern. Expansion. This is how you want to see reversals, ideally, form. And then we just like expand. Now, would I anticipate this large expansion? No, but it happened. So there's many ways you can approach this model. I could, if you guys want me to go over like this PA here, very clean, like super clean. No, I didn't trade it. Yeah, I wouldn't trade that probably. I wouldn't. But just aligning expansions. The thing about this, like, you could anticipate like this expanding at least into this high. Now, would I anticipate it going to like way up here? I don't know about that. But here, you have this closure, and it's already near this high, so it's like equal highs already. This kind of goes open low first into an hourly gap. You have this overlapping, so it's not the worst trade of all time. It's just not my style. Where like I don't really like entering kind of in the premium end of an expansion candle. This loads. So I'm kind of entering way up here. Ideally, like I said, I want to enter around the opening price. or within the wick of this candle. And it also doesn't fit my profile that I use personally, but you guys trade this stuff and could. That's the logic that I would use. But I have like a very specific approach where it's literally what I just showed you, but with manipulation essentially. CL continuation setup. Wait. So I already showed it, but so like this is the only logical draw for today. It's this high, way to the left. Ideally, this is the fire entry for the day. This fits my, just literally everything here fits my profile like absolutely perfectly. The way I like to see it, right? Open low first in the upper half of this range. You have a 4-hour model. So you're laying a 4-hour model with an hourly. What I require is hourly manipulation, creating the low of the day. So this is when I can actually anticipate expansion is after manipulation. And then you have SMT here, right? So see how you'd be entering in the daily wick at this point? That's what I ideally want. And the way this candle is forming, right, open low first is also fire. This is just a continuation here. Is this 6 a.m.? No. So at this point, you already have this 6 a.m. candle aligned. So this is really going to get like the best continuation is when you're trading within not only a daily expansion candle, but also like a 4-hour expansion candle. But ideally, again, you want to enter around the 4-hour open and also the daily open. But this is fine, right? Because there's still a draw left open, I suppose. But yeah, I drew this out earlier. Like if we're going to continue, it needs to continue from here. But ideally, I want to be in before take out this high. But yeah, this is pretty nice, actually. Very nice. And see how you'd be within, at this point of this entry right here, what are we aligned with at this point? An expansion candle, right? So not only the daily, we have a small opposing wick, not only the 4-hour, but now the hourly, right? So again, this is when you're going to get the best continuation signatures. You can even chalk this up to a 30-minute. So if you go to the 30-minute time frame, I'll go to 3-minute. You have a new open, and we're opening near this opposing close candle, right? As you see here, we create a swing point, strong closure. So once we validate this, like we're assuming that the low of the candle, bro, this lag is crazy. Damn. But we're assuming, let me let it load, that the low of the candle is going to form within this opposing candle, right? That's what it does. So it's just about aligning expansion candles. If I go daily, small opposing run. If I go to 4-hour, small opposing run. Hourly, small opposing run here, right? That's how you this is like real time frame alignment, in my opinion. I don't have a strict time frame alignment, but am I retarded or is trading really confusing? Yeah, it is confusing. Sorry, I got here late. Go from 2 anyways. Yeah, so I ideally target levels, right? Like hourly levels and stuff. So it depends because on Top Step, I can only go in 2 cons, and the majority of the time on indices or whatnot, 1 con on a mini. I trade minis, so I can only enter with 1 mini usually. So it's a bit difficult. If I was trading with micros, it'd be so much easier to like trail and stuff. Because I don't copy trade frag. I have 7 accounts basically. So I have 2 accounts with let's call it MFU, but it's the starter one, I think, or some shit like that. I barely trade that shit, to be honest, because Top Step is just like better. When I copy trade, I'm going to like, yeah, you know, probably because I want to transfer probably to 150Ks with Top Step X so I can copy trade. It's just a pain in the ass. No, dude, I can't. Why not use it? Because you can't use micros on Top Step with Trade Evade. Like you only get two. Like I could, but that's no risk. That's like nothing. Like I'm not gonna risk $100 in a trade. So my average R is usually like around 3. That's what it says, bro. But I can never get in with more than 2 cons. It's weird, but that's what it says. This is mainly on evals though. On evals you can go 5. I don't think live. I don't think that's the thing actually. Someone said go to okay, YM SMT is RTY. Can I go over indexes again and UJ? Yeah, first let's go to UJ. Um, maybe on Top Step X, frick. Maybe like 150K, but not 50Ks on Trade Evade. Um, what was it? What was it doing? But I mean, 1 mini, bro, that's enough. Like that's a lot of risk, bro. A lot of times. Sometimes you get in with 2, then I can take 1 off here and then trail it. But a lot of times it's 1 mini, especially on Nasdaq. Like holy shit. Sometimes it's like hella balls out. Let's go to UJ real quick. Okay, this is crazy work. This is just a consolidation, really, honestly. But like, yeah, previous one's high is definitely draw here. Previous week hit this here. I just don't like this this crazy ass closing run. Like the thing about this here, you can already probably anticipate this day to be shit because basically there's no like clean established low to trade away from. When you open up the day, whoops. When you open up the week, really, there's nothing really clean here to trade. Like I don't like when I see this. Like you can't displace over highs. It's like these series of opposing candles are very choppy, right? It's kind of ugly. Dude, that scared the shit out of me. But here, say we open high first, and then we don't form an established low. That's not great. That's never great to see. I'm not gonna trade away from that ever. It doesn't fit my criteria. And then what we do, we start to manipulate like these highs, and we just trade back to it. So see like how this here creates the high of the day at one point. The trade to like the current day low, that's nothing. It's like basically just 1700 low. I'm never gonna trust that as a low today, like ever. Never, ever, ever. I would trade back to that. Um, but yeah, this is kind of gross. Like I wouldn't even trade this reversal because of how large this opposing run is, to be honest. I just wouldn't do it. But overall I would be long on this here. It's pretty much just expansion. You have like multiple series of expansion candles, not only on the definitely on the daily, you have a bunch of expansion, but on the weekly, and we hit an objective. So once we expand to an objective is when we get a new phase usually. But yeah, there's nothing like so clean there. Let's check out what indices are doing. Let's continue. What about like YM? Did it ever like continue off that? I would assume no. So yeah, like yeah, I knew that was gonna be like hard to do. Just because again, we're drifting far away from it. Like I said, on 10 a.m. open, remember I said we need to hold this, bro. If this was gonna do it, first off, you need to wait 10 a.m. right here. You should never trade this. Never ever trade this right here. Because look what you're trading within. You're trading within an expansion candle on the 4-hour time frame. So you need to wait for this candle to close, and it needs to hold this opposing candle. Like we don't want to see a deep retracement. I said this earlier. I want to see it either like consolidate or something, and then a new opening price, like right here, then you would need to see this candle go open high first, ideally, form that small wick, which would support expansion lower. This wick right here, really from the opening break, does not support expansion. It's not going to close like this. It's going to close above this opening price, ideally, or usually. So you need to wait for that, and then by the time we open up 10 a.m., I mean, it's literally right here. So it's like, obviously, we're not going to reverse there. And just given the other indices, how bullish they were, it's hard. It's just like, doesn't really make sense. But I wouldn't long this really either, probably. Yeah, it just doesn't. I'm very picky with my profile, the way I trade it. So there's just like no SMT. We have a PSP candle though. Simple. Bro's probably already in. Yeah, we don't. This is like the only SMT we formed here, right here. And 930 explained away from it, but it's so high in the range that good. Nothing much today. Let's actually look at Bitcoin. Just curious, you know. So you go Bitcoin, the gap going out. We use Coinbase? I don't really know. Ethereum. Alright, so monthly first. Oh goddamn, boy. Okay, monthly has a candle soup closure. Up here. Same shit. So really, like, technically we could, in this month, we could have framed shorts, but obviously that's not happening. For the priest week dude didn't do anything, so we don't have a model there. Oh, okay. We do have a divergence here. So this week here, open low. See how we can trade a candle 2 here? Because we open low into this objective and form this SE2 here. So when I get like a daily, you know, weekly profile, sorry, not fucking daily, but like a weekly profile possibly. Where is Monday at? You see how Monday opens low first? Again, that's what we want to see. We have this SMT here. So it's fading the monthly close. That's fine. And at this point, you get some decent stuff-ish. We have this range here. But really, this is the clean thing I see right here. It's this manipulation right here. So if the daily, let me look here. Oh, yeah, so far. See how the daily opens, creates this low right here? You can expect expansion. And you just get continuation. So the daily wick is formed from order flow, right? Into this external high. This one as well. Kind of clean. But I don't know how much I would like trust like SMT and all that stuff. I don't really have experience with Bitcoin. This is also clean. Here again, we have the low forming ages. We open low into really just this opposing candle, but it's really the 4-hour. We just use the 4-hour there. Kind of clean. You have a candle 2 close on the daily as well. So you have expansion on the daily, consolidation, this consolidation right here, this manipulation, and now you're trading the continuation. That's how I do that. But yeah, this PA overall is kind of gross, to be honest, but just this recent manipulation and recent PA is pretty nice. Pretty nice there, I would say. Peep this. So we have that form. We have the PSP right here. But we got something like that. talk about that. But we do have our model, right? This candle, it's a key level. We want to trade this candle lower. And then obviously the following candles here. This candle formed reversal. So this is the clear expansion lower here. If I go to the weekly chart, you're going to see like a manipulation here. So this is where I would look for SMT again. You might have it. And we do, right? So the high of this candle is created from SMT, right? So this is how you, at this point here, you're trading within the monthly wick. You can anticipate it, right? With a weekly model, right? This week hit this key level. We expect the next week to expand. That makes sense. So, and then at that point, you know, you get this closure here, and that's just super clean. After that, you get expansion. You leave these lows. You consolidates, take out consolidation high. You open high into it. That's where you look for SMT as well. The previous week hit that level. You can already trade this week as well. You expect continuation this week as well. To these lows here. That's fire. But what else are we looking at, Rick? Wait, do you consider this a bad day to trade because we exposed? Yeah, like I wouldn't be looking to trade anymore. Like continuation. The daily range is already printed. And I wouldn't be looking bearish either because I don't like to fade candles. Like I want to trade expansion candles only, usually. So obviously daily is not a bearish expansion candle, so it does not align with like bearish like highs, you know. On EU, do you see more bearish or I went over EU? Like I went over all the way to like the quarterly shift stuff. But I think we could see higher actually. But you can rewatch the stream if it's like if it's reported. Don't know if that actually is. How long did it take to find consistency? I've been trading for like 5 years. But I think like 3 years, even more than 3 years, were like totally unprofitable, total waste of time, total, you know, waste of money. I was trading like retail for probably like not even a year, probably. Then I changed to like smart money concepts for a long time, like 3 years. Total waste of time, bro. Never got a payout, never got funded in that whole time period. But I just love trading, so I never quit. And then I eventually gave ICT a try. Probably took me, you know, probably a year so to grasp the concepts. But I never had I never paid for mentorship for ICT. I never had like a mentor. Like I had like maybe T trades and stuff like that, but they weren't like individually, you know, teaching me or nothing. I had mentors for like only really supply and demand and smart money concepts, but obviously it never worked out for me. So really, it was just me trying to learn from, you know, the MXM trader and T trades, stuff like that on their videos. That's all I could do. Hell no, more content, not necessarily. I'm doing, bro. You don't need to watch. I haven't watched a single video of ICT. You don't need to that shit, bro. I promise you don't do it. It's like you're gonna be running in circles, like finding the next new PD raid, looking for a new enigma. This doesn't exist. All that is hindsight. Like I swear to God. So like rate pool and like all this bullshit, bro. Like what are we doing? You're just gonna confuse you, bro. You're gonna get like analysis paralysis. Like you need that. All you need is open, high, low, close, and phase of price. That's the foundation. That's what you need to study. That's the foundation to like any model. Yeah, like every year is a new mentorship. It's just fucking stupid. Like it's a rat race. This is a hamster wheel. It's running in circles. YM ERTI. Yeah, so let me show you that. We had like SMT for lows, right? If I remember. Yeah, I think we had like SMT here. RTY. RTY being the stronger asset. We've already delivered to that weekly fair value gap. So when I look at all these lows, like this looks freaking good for shorts, doesn't it? And if this S&T holds, if we get a nice close here, I would want shorts. Yeah. So that's what I would be leaning towards here. But we'll see how the weekly candle prints. So if you look at the monthly candle, it opened high first. If you look at the weekly candle, it opened high first. So now it's just about forming an established high, a protected swing to trade away from. So really, we got to close under these lows, which I think we have like some internal SMT. So notice how on YM, we don't have we open up 10 a.m. here, right? But then we create SMT. So what does 10 a.m. candle do? Open high, create SMT here. So I can't look for continuation off of this set of opposing candles, but you technically could here because notice where we're opening 10 a.m. We're basically opening 10 a.m. at that series of opposing candles, and then we create SMT. That's something you could do. But here, daily profile kind of does like support it, right? Where you have like no established low. This is exactly what I look for, but it's just a daily candle, you know, that large opposing run. That's the only thing. But, you know, technically, this is my model, essentially. Yeah, it's just fucking, like, look at this. It's kind of ugly. So, really, if we have a nice closure here on the daily chart, and then we actually distribute, that those are going to be the easier days to trade, you know, away from a higher time frame manipulation here. But a lot of times, if the candle opens up far away from the key level, so it opens up far away, not going to reverse the same day usually. You see here, we hit these highs up here. See how the open is far away, and so it's not going to like print that way. And if you look here as well, just the way this candle forms, I'm sure it goes open low first, which is also a negative condition. Yeah, so I traded this day. I traded this day into this high, but see how it goes open low first? It does not support a bearish day, you know. So you trade the next day. So I actually traded both these days here. I traded this day here. Same model, right? This day hits the key level. What's the low of the week? It's just failure swings, right? For the most part. So I can trade back to that. If you look at the daily face of price, expansion, consolidation, manipulation. I think there's SMT here. I don't actually know. There doesn't need to be necessarily, but hold on. For Thursday. No, there's no SMT. That's fine. But I'll show you this PA here. Like I'll show you this trade breakdown. So a lot of times when the pre-say hits a key level, like even when you're trading away from like daily distribution, like London and you know Asia can be the high of the day, especially the day directly after manipulation. But that manipulation is not confirmed until we close over under here, right? But when I look here, like yeah, it's confirmed, but I need to narrow down my invalidation point because at this point my invalidation point is here, but I trade a lower time frame, so I'm not going to trust anything really within it, right? So I need to wait for basically a lower time frame manipulation to trade it with from. So I'm going to use the opening price, so 930 here. See how it takes out all these highs basically, and then we form an SMT here. So I'm trading away from these opposing candles, but I'm kind of waiting for an internal manipulation to trade away from. Okay, when I go to lower time frame, I entered off like the very I entered like right down here on the lower time frame, about 1 minute, and I caught it down to these lows. I think this is the trade where no, this is actually not the trade. Let's take another trade as an article. I don't know if simple as it. Yeah, 10 a.m. open is right here, by the way. So what happens prior to 10 a.m. open, the 4-hour candle? We manipulate, right? So what is 10 a.m. going to do? Distribute. So this is why I'm entering very aggressively around the opening price of this candle because I expect it to be an expansion candle. I don't need to have this large open high low close candle because that's not we don't get larger retracements after manipulation. So you can already anticipate that with the phase of price, knowing how they form and look. Um, like all of this stuff here is all open, high, low, close logic and um, phase of price. So like it's very, you actually really need to understand that. Even to the daily chart, it is. You know? Like framing that trade is just daily phase of price. Yeah, no problem, man. That's awesome. I'm probably gonna delete all those videos and redo them at some point when I learn how to edit. You know, because they're just low quality videos, in my opinion. Kind of ass. That's my opinion. Like, yeah, I can make them so much better if I learn how to edit, and they would just be cleaner. Like I can get straight to the point a lot quicker because I can edit and cut and all that stuff. And that's something I want to do in 2025 at some point. Yeah, new mic, all that. Gotta become a guru. He's gonna send me his mic actually, his old one. It's like a real mic too, but I don't even know how to use that shit. I don't know how to do it, but you don't learn. Or I went over gold as well. There's logic there. Do you consider that 5-minute and NQ as valid entry following the fractal model, or yeah? So let's look at it. I don't think I would enter it, but damn, that's crazy. Is AB in here? AB, you in here, bro? AB. Brother is not in here. Bro's not a real fan. He was not supporting. He wasn't. But I was basically telling him. Like it's very important how he reacts to early week because we have a manipulation prior. So if we expand early week, then I feel like this range is going to fail, right? But if we consolidate early week, then that supports a narrative of a continuation, most likely because if this is going to be a true manipulation here, then we would expand. We wouldn't consolidate, right? And then if it did consolidate early week, I would want to see, maybe a candle 2 closure within this range to trade away from, or a lower time frame, like hourly 4-hour protected swing to trade away from. But yeah, since we're expanding here, I don't think we're going to continue this range here. So I kind of might have to disregard this monthly candle 2 closure unless we, have a very convincing close here because the daily hasn't closed yet. But yeah, we have to wait. Oh yeah, I would not. I don't think I would long this, bro. Definitely not. You can chalk it up to like a 15-minute fractal model, maybe. But this is around 9:30, so we have manipulation prior to 9:30. So we're just creating. So the like delayed protraction profile. This is literally the same thing, but on the lower time frame. That's where like we leave this 6 a.m. low, leave the opening price, we trade all the way back to it, creating a new low at this point. It's very shallow, and then we're creating SMT. So that daily profile, it's the fucking same thing because the market's fractal. You can do this with a weekly time frame, whatever. So if we manipulate prior to 9:30, then ideally 9:30 expands away from that manipulation. But this, I don't think it's gonna be a trade. It's like where do you put your stop loss to? Yeah, there's like no way, bro. Dude, maybe Actually, maybe on this here. That's actually not bad, but you'd really have to, like, be expecting bullishness. It's pretty high in the range, but, that's technically valid. I mean, we're thinking of it mechanically. You took this candle, um, whatever entry right here, you'd still be in, but we haven't expanded. So let's see if it comes back. Your stop loss would be, like, right here. Technically, we'd still be in there, but yeah, I mean, then you have another one here. I don't know if that's a 15-minute fair value gap. Okay, it is. This 15-minute fair value gap, it's just really high in the range, man. This is technically your entry right there, but I just wouldn't take it. Personally, I would not do it. Yo, AB, here you are, bro. Um, so remember when we were talking about last night how early week forms, clearly expanding. So we need to see the daily close, but I'm probably interested in this high now, honestly. And this being a true manipulation here because of the reaction away from this low. Looking pretty good, but we'll see today's close. Yeah, I wouldn't trade it anymore. It's already gone for today, in my opinion. Yep. Yeah. At this point, we're really trading away from that monthly open eye low close. There is no monthly model here, right? But you can drop down a time frame. So remember how we basically have a framework on the lower time frame, and now we're basically aligning that with a higher time frame open eye low close. Same thing we do on a daily in the 4 hour or the 4 hour on the hour, whatever. It's the same thing. Here is a monthly open eye low close. We have daily bearish order flow. So it was too early to tell, right? It's too early to tell if it's going to work. But since we're starting to disrespect it at this point, I'd probably more interested up here. But what was concerning here was this weekly close, right? You have a weekly model here. Now that's kind of supported by, this monthly candle, right? Go to the daily chart. You have this monthly or weekly model manipulation supported by this open low high close. And we did go open low first as well. So yeah, originally I didn't really know what's gonna happen. I just need to see more confirmation, but I think I'm probably leaning towards this high now. But we do need to see the closure of today. So if we close today, right, there's gonna be some sort of like validation point. There's not much though on the hourly time frame. So like if we created some opposing candle here to then in the upper half of this range, but there's no opposing candle in this whole range, so kind of weird there. But we'll see if we formed anything. But yeah, I mean, not much to do, but kind of wait there. So it's like if this is gonna go up, if NQ and ES are gonna go up, like I don't know about this RTY trade anymore. Because I mean they're correlated to a certain extent, Yeah, I don't know about that, bro. But if you look on RTY and YM, you do have these nice lows, man. We do have the same SMT though. We have the same exact SMT, but if you look on here, we have these lows, and here we have these lows. Look at all these lows. They're like hella sus. So that's gonna be interesting. But look at all this low resistance up here. There's a lot of low resistance. Oh my god, I'm studying in it. 1 second, you're crazy. How do you read daily iptocycles starting from December 16th high? Let's look. We can go over December's candle on YM in a minute. Very, very clean. But hold on. NQ, December 16th. It's like this reversal. Okay. It's a bit weird because it does close a reversal candle. And like these reversal candles are always kind of hard to anticipate. And there's an SMT here, right? But it's like, it's freaking weird because if I take you back to here, this SMT gets created a long time ago, but it just holds. So I don't really like SMTs like that, right? Where like the initial SMT gets created right here, I think. Yeah, it gets created right here, right? But and then like the stronger asset doesn't reverse off that; it just continues, but it holds it over here. So it's not an SMT that I really view as like that strong because we just consolidate, right? It does hold, I suppose. What are the weekly time frame? We'll see if we have a model here. I actually don't even know. I don't really remember. Holy shit, it's so laggy, man. Where did we open up here though? Oh, this is all like, very interesting though. Look on ES though. Look at the differences in the opening prices. So look how we open up in the range up here on NQ. We open up way down here. So the monthly candle for ES going lower actually does support that, right? Because we open high first, create SMT. It's just kind of ugly the way it forms up here, but technically like valid, right? It's what we want to see if we're going to frame a reversal candle. I'm just checking if there's a weekly model. Technically, there's not, right? Because if we keep it mechanical, I would view this as the reversal point. And I would want to see this candle be a reversal candle, but it doesn't. It's not a reversal candle. That's just keeping it mechanical, like right here. If I keep mechanical, you see it happen right here, where this candle expands this high. I want to form a reversal off of this candle's high. So it's the same thing, except the monthly opened up here. So it does make sense, but if you just want to keep it mechanical, you can see the same thing here, right? Where previous week we tag a candle or what do you call it? Key level. I want to frame reversal off that low. If you look at the daily chart, you have a manipulation. So expansion, consolidation, manipulation. Now you're distributing. This daily reversal is supported by what? Not only a monthly expansion candle, but also a weekly expansion candle. So you see how that logic applies? To see this expansion candle, and then this SMT and whatnot. Let's go to NQ real quick. I want to see if there's a weekly model. There's not going to be. Yeah, there's not. Really, the logic here is, like I said, it's really ES opening high, but I can't really on NQ. This monthly open is very far, so there's no logic there mechanically at all. What I saw here was NFP, I think. Not NFP, it was like CPI or some news event. We just expanded away. And at that point, look at all these low resistance lows. Like very kind of gross. Monday just expands higher, open high first. We start to trade away from that. And at that point, on ES, I think at this point we have like some weekly model logic here. Maybe, I mean, kind of. I think there's a version here. Technically you do, right? Oh, no, you don't. We don't validate this as a post candle. But you have like a daily model, right? Where on NQ, we have these series of opposing candles. You can trade back into this range. I traded some of these days back in the range here. Kind of fading that weekly candle or that monthly candle. If you look on NQ though, it's kind of like that profile where at this point, we come back all the way to the monthly low. We create a new monthly low, right? So this actually is supported by NQ's monthly candle, but not ES's. It's like weird though. All you have is expansion, consolidation here. You have an SMT right here. You have a clear close, like manipulation close, so you can trade back into this range. Then it's about how we react to, you know, EQ of this range and this opposing candle. And then you get, you know, our model where like technically I use highs and lows where, you know, we hit this high and low, and then this is a reversal candle, or sorry, an expansion candle. So I want to see either reversal into expansion candle or reversal candle print the next candle. So there's 2 key levels here technically, and then this next candle expands lower. I traded this expansion candle on, I think, RTY or YM, because this just trades away. If you look, yeah, I traded this on RTY. It just trades way off the open here, but we also print an SMT here, right, with ES. So this is anticipatable here. If you look as well, Monday low of the week as well, not really like ideal. And we just expand back to that really. We get a nice strong swing point here. Inverse this. So now it's just about trading back to that weekly open, Monday's low. And then we validate this as an opposing candle. So you really open up the week in distribution, right? So the previous week's low, not the previous week's low, that's the previous week's low, or this was. But this external point is like a draw. Then you just print, you know, an SMT here on the opposing side of that SMT. Have like these little failure swings. So you have Monday again, high of the week, and then Thursday creates some sort of reversal, and Friday trades back in the range. I'll go to the hourly time frame here. It's a bit ugly, but right, we have expansion back in the range. Then we consolidate. So ideally, I wanted to see this. Now expansion, consolidation. I want to see a manipulation to then trade away from. We had news, you know, obviously as well as 9:30. I want to see 9:30. Ideally, make this manipulation or 10 o'clock news to then trade away from. But never do that. Just a bunch of equal lows here. We have some SMT here or something, but it's a failure swing, so it's absolutely irrelevant, honestly. That's not how I view manipulation. I want to see everything get ran out. So when everything gets ran out, there is absolutely no reason to trade anywhere lower. So if everything gets ran out, I have a true protected swing, right, that I could trade it from, but we don't form that. So just like all these days, we're kind of gross. I believe we form an SMT here. So there's some logic here, and I'm going to show you why. So again, Monday traded away. We have this draw, this daily low. So now we're just looking to trade expansion. So what we have here, more so like a consolidation range. So what do I like to see? An open high candle. So that's what we do. We open high first, leaving session lows. So again, I'm never going to trust session lows as the draw when we don't significantly expand away from it. See how we haven't significantly expanded away from it? So it's just 1800 being a low day. So I'm looking for some sort of manipulation to create the daily wick, pairing that with SMT. All right, if I go on ES. Wait, is it YM? Wait, there's no SMT here? Oh, where's that? Yeah, there is no SMT. I swore there was though. Where is it? Okay, there's like internal. Yeah, it's like within here, so it's not that significant. That's why I didn't trade this day, probably. I thought there was SMT right here. I don't know why. Maybe YM and RTY. Okay, that's what I was thinking of. Okay, so YM and RTY. I might have traded YM then. It's the same thing, right? Where like literally same thing as NQ and ES, but with the correlated asset with YM, we make that. That's probably what I was thinking of. But here, like we form like some Yeah, we have like this 30-minute CSD, but it's kind of from an irrelevant area, honestly. Um, right? Kind of irrelevant. So the confirmation to this, when we form it at not only a relevant area, but also an irrelevant time. See, it's at 7 o'clock. It's absolutely relevant. So this is when we need 9:30, the driver, to expand away from this high, right? Which is what we do. We form like some internal SMT here. I'll show you. See how we create a higher higher at 9:30. So that's your kind of confirmation to trade to these lows. And if you just view it as 4-hour candles, like I do, you have that 9:30 SMT already, always in that 6 a.m. candle. So I want to frame a 10 a.m. continuation. Right? I have this closure here. So I'm trading to these session lows here, as well as this low. So 10 a.m. open high, low close. And that's what happens here. I don't think it was like, I don't remember if it was that clean, honestly. 5 minutes. Where's the open at? Yeah, like we open low, then we come back all the way, sweep out this high again. It's not really that clean. So if you took this trade here, maybe this opposing candle, like you're not wrong necessarily. That would just be a loss. But when we sweep this high again, creating a new 10 a.m. wick, and then a new SMT, I remember there's a new SMT here. You could just trade that again, right? Like you just re-enter off something, maybe on lower time frame and whatnot. But yeah, it was all right. Like, bad day, but not like textbook in my opinion. I like the high and low of the day to form at a relevant time, and then have the SMT form off of an hourly, manipulation of the low day, and also an SMT. But you don't have any of that, and I like to see the manipulation at a relevant time. So you don't have any of those really. You just have a. I would consider like stuff like that is more so like a B setup or some shit like that. Maybe some like the at this point, Monday we close to this opposing candle, so you're already expecting a continuation here. The daily is the only reason why I would ever trade this, probably. But I didn't even trade it. I traded like YM or some shit. Don't. I think you already missed the move for Urios. It already expanded. It's like YM, or it's like a NQ today. Pretty sure. Yeah, like I wouldn't look for this day to reach up here. It's just too big of a range. Like honestly, too much to expect. It already printed. What? How many pips is this? 140. That's a lot. Um, so yeah, this is when I don't look for a near continuation when we've expanded prior to my session. Because at that point you're just entering the premium end of an expansion candle. It's just like not high probable, in my opinion. This was the more if you're trading London, it'd really be something like this. I went over this entry, but not to say that I would expect price to come up here, because I wouldn't. I wouldn't know, but I could say they could come up here though, because we're leaving equal highs. I already went over this 4-hour open high low close, 4-hour open low, this inversion as support, overlap with this hourly gap here, and then you have this CSD right there. But that's really the only like thing that I could see. I'd probably just target 2R. I wouldn't even target all the way there because I wouldn't actually know if it was, or we could trail it or something. But yeah, I just went long anymore today, but I would be long going forward, I think. And kind of went over why. Yeah, we're gonna inverse this probably. We want to see that support price. What about the 4-hour? So this is going to create It's going to create, like off this close, it's going to create a down close candle ideally. And basically, a continuation would be just to close through this, right? And then you could look for continuation through that to these highs up here, you know, for tomorrow or whatnot, for the following days. Your invalidation would really be a deep run back to this range. You never want to see that. You want to see the upper half of these opposing candle support price. I don't even want to see it come to here though, honestly. I really wouldn't. I just want to see something. I just want to like project this here. I'm just curious. See, this is when like, bro, it's gonna hit on the 3.5. Like, it's weird. So like, just this. I don't know if I should do this. Like this general area. I always see like it sometimes comes short of the -4, but it's usually hitting the -3.5, which I see people use. I don't know, like, I don't know. I want to be stupid there, whatever. Use the bodies though. Some people use the bodies here. It's gonna hit with the bodies. It's just very like subjective and what we want to do that. About this one. This is clean, nice redistribution there. What about this manipulation here? We'll use that, right? We'll find this though. No, that's about the exact one you use, yeah. It doesn't hit 3.5, does it? No way. Okay, no, it doesn't. Sorry, I'm just like messing around. But what else are we going over? That's pretty much it. Following day. Wait, where? What example? I get confused on which higher time frame daily objectives to targets. Okay, so where's the what? Give me the PA right now. I'll go over it. Like, what is this? What time? Are you saying okay? This manipulation. This being manipulation? Yeah, like you could target from this manipulation to whatever highs to the left. But look at the closure through it, right? You get a very strong rejection. So you can anticipate this candle going lower. It forms a CSD, very strong closure through this low, right? So at this point, you could maybe be looking for this low. And all you have to do is confirm that with an open high low close candle. The daily profile is always going to confirm whether this is going to be a manipulation off of this low. But when you look here, with this candle right here, look at these opposing candles. I'm not going to use this opposing candle. It's just too small. Just use these opposing candles. Look how we're close through the 0.5 of that. So I'm looking at this low generally. And then we get a manipulation of this low, right? That's what you could think, right, objectively. And you could target this fair value gap for a low, whatever target. Now, another thing to note here is just how deep you are. If you just pull like a fib rate, just premium discount from this high to this low, look how deep you're running into that range, which you never want to see if we're trading a continuation rate. But one thing to note here is if this was going to be manipulation right here, this candle, this green candle, then this next candle would expand higher. But see how it fails to do that? So now what do you have? A failure to close over these highs, which is a fair value gap. So you expect continuation, right? And if I just look at the weekly candle here, I think this is a weekly open, by the way, I think. Monday, consolidation. Tuesday, starting to run away from the open, but coming back to basically the current high of the week, creating a new wick. It's kind of like the delayed protraction, right? We're running away from the opening price, we come all the way back, create a new wick. This is where you want to look for SMT. This also needs to be a shallow run, which it is, and a key level, right? just with the closure in general, that continuation. But give me this. Can't see what you're trying to show. Oh fuck! Damn it. I'm on the wrong screen. Hold on. Then I have to switch back. Sorry. Let me do it again. It's because I was only sharing trading view. So let me go over this again real quick. Yeah. Sorry. So look here. So this is a manipulation, right? Because you have bullish order flow, you have these opposing candles. This candle reaches into it. So right, you'd be drawing into this high, but also this objective to the left, whatever you have here. But look at the closure when we reach that objective, right? It's obviously a manipulation, right? It's a reversal candle, rejection. That you can anticipate this candle to expand and just, like I said, confirm it with the daily profile, if anything. And look at the closure of this candle. Very large, right? When we hit this low, right? So when I look at this range from low to high, look how we're closing to the 0.5 of that, right? If this is going to be a true manipulation, first off, we don't make these deep. If it's going to be a continuation, we don't make these deep ass runs with this like crazy bearish closure. We're also validating a bullish CSD here. So again, you can anticipate this low to be taken, and again, just trade this open high low close with daily profile if that presents right, and then it's like the same thing. You're taking this high to this low. Look how deep we're running, right? We're almost at equal lows at this point. But even if you're anticipating this to be a manipulation, which it is, right, just to get back into the range, but if this is going to be a manipulation to trade to this high up here, well, what would we need to see? We need to see the following candles expand away from manipulation, right? That's what we do here, right? Look at this candle here. What does the next candle do? Expand to this low, right? And then if this is going to be manipulation here, then the next candles would expand away. See that? This candle here manipulates. What does the next couple of candles do? It expands away. This candle here, it does not expand away. We actually create a new high of the week on a Wednesday, right? Creating a small wick into a key level. So you don't see a continuation supporting this manipulation. So you expect this to fail. If this is going to fail, then this low is going to fail. Does that make sense? But if you give me the date, I can go to it. Did y'all see that, by the way? PA February. Holy shit, that's far away. What the fuck? February 21st. So I just wanted to see the monthly. Oh, I got that date wrong, I think. Definitely got that date wrong. Flag. Oh, no, I didn't. Am I tripping? On your USD, right? In 2021 right now? I'm at 2020. Whoops. Shit. Whoopsie daisy. Oh, I gotta share my screen again. Shit. Let me switch over. I just want to see if there's like, what the monthly and stuff like that looks like. That's what I'm kind of trying to see. Bro, not make with that. February. Here we are. Somewhere right here. So let me take a look if there's SMC first off with this high here. No. No. So about this though. Looks like there is some sort of SMC there with yeah, so hold on. We just have a monthly candle tube closure in general, right? Same model. Where like once we take out external, that reversal point high, usually going to be created in two candles. Like we always see that. So we have that candle tube closure, right? So if I go into the daily or just the weekly here, first off, let me see what PAE. Where are we at? This doesn't look like it either. What the fuck? Bro, what? That's the wrong date. Date from 22 Feb 2021. Am I not there? Feb. Yeah, I don't. Is that where it starts or something? Let's check. Because we have an SMT here, right? So if you look on DXY or GU, you see that SMT? Let's check DXY as well. No SMT. So this could be like a weekly model within a bearish expansion candle. But let me see if this is the PA you're talking about. Yeah, this is it. This is it. Cool. So let's go back to the monthly candle. So again, we have this previous month being a reversal candle, right? And then we have this SMT here, which is created from a weekly model, right? The tiniest fair value gap the whole time right here. It's just sweeping out all these highs on the daily. So this candle here is very anticipatable right here. Dude, holy shit. So lag. Right? Because we have this weekly closure, creating a high of the month. And then a new month opens. Right? So now you're forming a swing point. A swing point, right? The daily is already bearish. Right? So now it's just about trading bearish continuation that will create the monthly body. Does that make sense? This here just creates the monthly wick, this daily key level. And then you look for SMT right here and stuff. Not fair value gap. We have SMT Thursday though. But I just want to see if there's SMT that gap. Don't think so. Do you have SMT right here? Right. So this day here is really the anticipatable day as well as this one. But yeah, this day here creates that reversal, right? Creates that S&P. So if I go to like a date, can I go to the hourly? Yeah. So we'll see if there's a daily profile here, but I kind of doubt it. Not one that I would use, but there's logic here, right? So just look inside of this wick. You have a reversal. Yes. Okay, sweep up this little high. You have S&T, obviously. And now it's just about trading continuation. So this is where you want to look for S&T, the high of the day. So always at a high of the candle. So I'll just mark out all these like opposing candles that support price. Let's look for S&T. Don't see any there. Whoops, wrong asset. 1700. There actually is S&P, I think. Yeah, there is. She's like an Asia trader. This would like fit the criteria, right? Because you have S&T at the high of the day, right? You have the small opposing run, and now you just be trading the following candles here. And if you're a London trader, you're gonna assume this is the high of the day, right? To trade continuation. Does that make sense, guys? And then here in New York session, by the way, we do form SMT right here. So it's just continuation, right? Click on GU. See that SMT? Yeah, but that's FPA. Just wanted to see if there's monthly or any like higher time SMT, just to explain that. That backs is negative. Right, daily bias would find entry. Yeah, I would probably enter on the higher time frames, like probably like 30, 15 minute as the lowest, probably 15 minute. I'd really focus on 15 minute entries as like the highest, just because, yeah, I mean, this is how it is. Lower times are just ugly and slower in general. You can even exit on the hourly a lot of times, I bet. But it's the same logic, man. Like, I'll show you some Euro USD examples previously, or of more of recently. So if you look at the daily chart last week, we're trading within a monthly candle. So whenever you're like trying to frame a daily model, you want the weekly and the monthly to be basically supporting that, right? Wow, this is really laggy. That's weird. Okay, but anyways, at the point of this manipulation, right, are we within a monthly candle with a draw on the higher time frame? Yes. Previous month's low. We've already formed the monthly high, so now we're just in distribution, right? The monthly high is creating from manipulation. We already have the daily aligned. Bruh. Hold on, let this load. All right, already have the daily line, right? With the close beneath these opposing candles. Now we're just getting continuation, right? We have expansion, a consolidation, a manipulation, right? Monday consolidation, Tuesday reversal, Wednesday continuation, and then here you have expansion, consolidation, manipulation on Monday. So at this point, we're aligning a daily model with a expansion candle on the weekly time frame. If you look on the weekly candle, do we have a small opposing run that supports expansion? Yes. You see that? So now we can expect it to create the body. Dude, I don't know why this is so like it's a coffee shop for example. But right, if you want to trade continuation the next day, because you have that daily closure, right? You have a protected swing to trade away from. Really, you need to see the high of the day formed in the upper half of these candles. But really, I want to see a manipulation create the high of the day. That's always what I'm looking for at a relevant time. So do you see this here? This manipulation. Literally the same model, that same mechanical model I've been showing you guys. It always reverses usually in the two candles, right? The first candle hits it. This candle is either going to be an expansion into reversal or just a reversal candle. You can see it even over here. This candle hits this high. It forms either the expansion into reversal or a reversal candle, and then the next one expands. I require this, by the way, on all time frames. So, and when I look at the opposing side of this manipulation here, I see no relevant low today. It's just 1900. So I can expect expansion, right? I can assume this is the high of the day. If I go to the 15-minute time frame, maybe you want to use that as your higher time frame. Now what am I doing here? I'm aligning basically expansion on the 4-hour time frame, right? So what do we have here? We have a reversal, basically supporting the weekly reversal, or sorry, the daily reversal. So I'm already positioned inside the wick of the daily candle. Now I'm aligning myself with 4-hour expansion. So you see how this here this CSD is supported by that small opposing run here. So you can enter this, right? Because now you have everything aligned. I have a repulsion block. Now it's just about trading the daily distribution and aligning yourself with 4-hour expansion candles. You see how they're all expansion candles? Right. So you want to enter around the opening prices of this, as well as the hourly. It's the same thing. Right. All hourly expansion candles. If you look at the next day, it's even more clean. In my opinion, because we form a 4-hour model, right? Expansion, key level, for redistribution. This candle hits key level. When do we actually reverse? The next candle, right? And what do we have this candle formed as? SMT. So essentially we have manipulation on the hourly time frame. That's exactly what I look for mechanically, is the high of the day to form from an hourly swing point and have SMT. So that's what we have. And now I'm trading within a 4-hour expansion candle as well. So it's the same thing. Small opposing run, it's coming back to this. This is an entry, right? You can take that into our low over here. So this is how I would more so trade really anything. Like this is exactly how I trade anything. And then we open up a new 4-hour candle, have a swing point, right? So you're just expecting redistribution. See it open high here, that goes low. But same approach fractally across all time frames, and it's mechanical. So you know exactly what you're looking for. I don't use quarterly theory, but I know a couple people that do. I know a very good trader that does. He's in here. I don't know if he's in here right now, but he uses that stuff. I think he uses it with kind of like AM's logic for his framing trades, but he's pretty good. I've heard. Asia times? Oh, that's crazy. That's tough. I'm not gonna lie. Why is that? Is that because you're forced to, Henry? Are you forced to trade Asia? I also trade back test with 4-hour open out close, 1 hour 5 down to models. Make trading mechanical, but a lot of times the price just leaves me without that big rockets. And I see some movement on hindsight. So question is how would I? Okay, so here's a way you could do it. It's essentially when, let's say you're framing a. I'm gonna hop off of this because my shit's getting really laggy. Say we have a candle 2 reversal, right? Let's say this is a 5-minute chart, okay? And you want to frame the next candle, open, high, low, close, right? So since we are already opening up next to this opposing candle, we already expect this to hold, right? So we're already anticipating the wick to actually form in here. So this is when you have a couple of options. You can either just basically enter on the retest and assume that the 4-hour low or the hourly low is going to form here, or you could just wait for lower time frame entry within this lower time frame opposing candle. Does that make sense? So I got 3-minute, 1 minute. NG. Let's look actually. Longs. We gapped up like crazy. Okay. Yeah, this is interesting. For sure, it's interesting, right? Because it comes all the way back. It's more of an expansion candle. So, where's 10 a.m. though? Ooh, yeah, that's pretty clean. Right, 10 a.m. opens low. into this. Not bad. Like, this is how I scalp basically. Like, you can scalp with like stuff like this. Um, essentially have like also an hourly model where type out this high, reverse off this low. Right, same thing. I'll also go to the 5 minute here. Yeah, it's actually kind of clean. Not gonna lie. Okay, so look at this decent example of what I'm talking about. Rave. I'm just gonna delete all this stuff here. So here we're opening up like basically in this here, kind of. We already tagged it, so it's like I don't really expect this candle to go open low again, right? Because first off, after manipulation, for one, when you get distribution, like you don't really get deep retracements. So this is why you see me sometimes trades before I open L close on the 1 minute or the 3 minute. It's very dependent, but here you essentially validate that order block in the 5 minute, 3 minute with the 5 minute closure. So you either have to demand a retest or enter on the closure a lot of times. This, or if you're going to demand a retest, I will say a lot of times that I find out is when we on the creation of a, let's say, an opposing candle, if it's an expansion candle lower time frames, a lot of times it continues to expand. I'll show you like an example, maybe like right here. He's like large expansion candle. Like it's hard to like demand it to come all the way back up here sometimes. Sometimes you don't get a retest. Um, like right here we do because obviously close next to it, so you can obviously get that. But like this is a good example probably. Where it's like revalidating this opposing candle, but it's also a like expansion candle. So to demand it come back, it can be kind of risky. Like AM trades, he never waits for a retest because you have everything aligned. It's like you don't want to get missed on that trade. That just sucks. I'll probably get an industry now. Yeah, like lower time frame invalidations. You're usually always going to have a lower time frame invalidation when you're looking for continuation. Top 3 unreleased juice WRLD songs. Mine are Cursed. Yeah, Cursed is good. I don't know about. Is that what's called? I know a song named Curse, but I didn't know it was called Cursed. Die. True No Dare. I've never heard that one. I've never heard Rental either. I'll give you one right here, Rafe. I'll give you some. Hold on. This one's fire. They have a lot of fire ones. Look up the song I Don't Know. I Don't Know. Or I Don't Want to Know, sorry. I Don't Want to Know. That song's good. I guess well. I have a lot, dude. To go. Gold went long? Serious? After all that yapping, gold went long? I don't think I went long at though, but there's no way gold went long, dude. There's actually no fucking way. Okay, yeah, I wouldn't take it, but like, yeah, I wouldn't take it. This day is some shit, dude. Holy shit! Uh, I wouldn't look for continuation because candle 3. Can't look for continuation candle 4 because candle 3 is close. It's a reversal candle. But this here, dude, if I was like an apex, okay, if I trade an apex, which I am gonna this year, this is how I'm gonna trade, guys. I'm gonna enter shit like this. Literally set 1-to-1R. I'm gonna be a 1-to-1R demon, just because of the rules. Like dead ass. I'm just gonna be 1R demon, bro. Daddy, please don't end. Please don't smash. Okay. Okay, but um, yeah, guys, I'll probably end stream. It was a good stream though. It was. There were a lot of. We went over a shit ton of stuff. Tomorrow next stream. Yeah, tomorrow I might live stream or live trade event. I didn't even take anything today because I requested a payout Friday. Should hit my account usually today or tomorrow. What time is it? Because I'm usually requesting on a Friday, just because you need 5 days of trading. I usually trade every single day, so by Friday I usually hit my 5th day. Yeah. What time? I mean, probably New York. Probably New York open. Same time. I might schedule it. Maybe. Hey, would you enter in continuation? Year period. Wait, what? On what, gold? Definitely not gold. That's my opinion though. I wouldn't trade gold at all today anymore. Like, you don't want to enter after the move that's already printed, bro. To anticipate gold doing this, open high, open low, open high, open low, open high, like hell no. And this range is already pretty large, so like continuations is always going to be lower probability when the daily range is already large. You know, ideally you want to enter stuff like this because the narrative for gold was already bearish. So when it comes back up here, creates a new daily wick with the S&P. This is actually a valid short, but it's to here to here. This manipulation to this level right here. Anything after that, I'm not interested in. So at that point, I'm not going to chase price lower because again, the daily range is already large, you know. Yeah, it's like I'm definitely not trying to fade that candle. Not really. Yeah, I just want to do it, bro. Yeah, pretty much dollar. And you can have that logic because of the monthly context and the way this candle is forming. So if I go in silver, so really we're having a weak closure here, right? But I'm really looking at silver. So look at silver's monthly close. We close and validate these opposing candles, so I'm definitely assuming that this low is going to get taken on silver. And then we have this S&P, right? We have expansion, consolidation, leaving equal lows. Now we're taking out this high. So ideally, I would like this to be manipulation. I would want this to hold, right? If you look at the monthly candle and the weekly candle, we're going open high first. So ideally, I want this to be manipulation. So if I go on gold, it's like the same thing. The monthly candle goes open high first. I have this S&P here on the daily time frame, but also we have this S&P here with silver, right? And we even have this S&P with euro, right? We need to take out this high, but not on euro. If you look at euro, see that? So, yeah, you can anticipate that, right? Because it's just manipulation, creating a new wick with the S&P. You know, 4-hour time frame. This is just like a fair value gap over here that we're tapping into as well. So it's not bad. As well as this fair value gap that we're like expected, but yeah. All right, guys, I'll probably hop off. Yeah. But what time is it? Probably been going for what, 2 hours? Yeah, but the 4 candle doesn't matter because I wouldn't trade it. I wouldn't even trade dollar. I probably wouldn't even trade this though either. I wouldn't trade this candle here because unless it went open high first, maybe. Okay, it did. It did go open high first, which is what we want to see. But this opposing run quite large. white bar. It's not ideal. All right, you too, Fred. Also, Fred, keep being hindsight and using replay on backtest. Oh God, you're doing that. There's no way you have a 90% win rate on the 1 minute. I refuse to believe. I refuse to believe that. Jerky is great. Honestly, Freg, just mentor me at this point. Freg, just let's like flip flop. Lessons start tomorrow. Okay, I do need to study more, huh? I'll take notes. I'll hit your DMs. This video was legendary. Did y'all hear that when I played it? Is that only? Can I only hear it? Can I do that? Yeah, that's actually I actually recorded that video. All right. Anyways, dude, if gold gets up here, that's crazy. I highly doubt it though. But what the hell do I know? This should be like the most fuckery range of all time. Gold assassin. Yeah, I have drones. Yep. And I'm nonchalant. Redhead. What the hell is MG? Oh, NG. Oh yeah, I already did. I was like, what the fuck is MG? Yeah, it was decent. Where is it at? G or NG? Fucking hell. There's something like I would probably look to like scalp or something, but it's not bad. Where we just the way this candle's forming, right? Open low first, and then price coming back to this order block, and then you have the hourly model, but you also have this aligning with the 4-hour expansion candle. So you see this open low right here, creating the wick of the 10 a.m. candle. So now you're aligning the daily expansion candle with the 4-hour expansion candle. This is when you get pretty high probable moves. But again, I don't like trading. It's not my favorite to trade continuation, but this would be the draw, like obviously. But after this gets taken, I definitely wouldn't ever trade again. But yeah, this coin, this forms really nicely. To be fair. And yeah, I'm probably gonna hop off now though. How can you long 4 a.m. candle? 4-hour candle? What are you talking about? 4 a.m. candle. Maybe you're talking about the hour. 4 a.m. The fuck? 4 a.m. 4-hour candle. Because it's just an hourly. If you're thinking about this being redistribution, right? Because of the candle is already bullish, right? Then it just supports bullishness, right? Because it's not likely to close this large wick with the way the candle formed, right? When open low first, right? So when you sweep out these lows and whatnot, it's the same mechanical model where this candle hits this low. Then you have 10 a.m. Not only you have 10 a.m., but you just have the hourly model. You have this fair value gap holding or whatever. But this is why I would say like it's not that high probable because I just don't like trading continuation over like manipulation. I like to trade it around the daily open. All right, this technically is around the daily open, but it's a continuation rate. But yeah, like this is just a 4-hour open low into that, those little key levels and whatnot. So you have that 5-minute candle, closing candle, kind of confirming 10 a.m. wick in a sense. But I don't my trader doesn't I don't really prefer this. So like, we consolidate or whatever, we expand. Do you see how laggy my screen's getting? I don't prefer trading. I actually prefer trading this manipulation to like this high and then managing my position to like whatever is beyond that, you know? That's what I prefer. Um, I don't like trading pullbacks really in the same day because a lot of times you don't have enough time in the day to do that. But here, like the daily range isn't like freaking huge, right? So it's not like impossible. You know, it's like it's still small. So you can still see that. But on a day where it's just like a huge freaking expansion, I would not do that. Yeah, look at the hourly CSD. I don't use CSDs like that though. I don't like if I showed you this CSD on if you pattern trade CSD, you're gonna get lost in the sauce. If I show you this CSD right here, like it's just irrelevant. Like maybe this CSD. And then you have like even like an intra-candle CSD. I'm more so looking at this manipulation to trade lower. You can't really like because the higher time frame narrative and just the way candles form, right? It goes open high first. The previous day manipulated this high, you know? So I don't really view CSDs like that. More so just to confirm a bias, but um, I don't even think NG is a tradable day to begin with, though. Like I wouldn't even because it doesn't really make sense to go higher here. Like I don't even know why. So I was actually maybe looking lower to all these lows. But again, like it's a Monday, so it could just open high first to go lower, but so these lows and stuff. Like I'm more so interested in that. But we just gap up like crazy. I wouldn't long that regardless though. So it's not something I'm saying that I would trade. But if you're like a scalper though, like that stuff you could take. Like if you're a scalper, you can almost trade like every fucking day. There's always gonna be some type of stuff or something like that. Where like you don't even need higher time frame stuff. It's just like, yeah, I'm sorry, dude. Yeah, I'm gonna end stream like literally right now. So bye. Take care.